Yo, what's good? What's going on? It's your guy, you Steph, and this is Billionaire Talk. Welcome back to the channel. We have a reaction video that we're doing of Hello Yasin Extras, where he's covering the beef that Glorilla has with her sister. Well, it's not exactly a beef. This is Glorilla addressing the claims against her from her sister. So this should be pretty interesting, right? We'll get her side of the story. But before we get into the video, there's two buttons I need y'all to focus on. There's a like button and a subscribe button. I need y'all to go ahead and hit those for me before we get into the video, and leave a comment because all of that helps the channel grow. And as always, I enjoy doing this, so why not make it all happen, right? All right, let's go ahead and get into it.
What's poppin', y'all? Glorilla's sister, not only is her life ruined, but she ruined her own mother's life, who she was using as leverage to e-beg on this internet here. So I'm going to give you guys a quick refresher from the last video I did where this situation started, which was all from Glorilla's sister and her complaining and saying she didn't do anything for them or their mom or their dad.
Y'all man, I'm talking about y'all favorite rapper. Y'all favorite rapper ain't shit, and I'm getting tired of it. Y'all mad. Y'all talking about some she ain't obligated. She ain't obligated when she want to sit here and all them interviews and talk about the struggles we've been through, and then reach back and help none of us out, but got her friends around, and my mama still working at FedEx. Y'all break it.
So after this is all happening and this is all going on, what happens? The oh so generous Tory Lanez, he hops in her DM and he says, from Tory, if you're actually effed up and really tripping about 2,500, I'll send it to you, gang. I know how it feels to not have ish while needing it. I hope God blesses you. Let me know. And then she says, huh? You want my chime? Didn't even say, oh my, she couldn't even hit the, oh my goodness, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Is this real? Nah. Oh, you want my chime? That's what it looks like. I don't even know what a chime is. But the 2,500 came from the interview that she did on TMZ. So Glorilla's sister will hop on TMZ and would say, and they were saying like, well, what type of money do you feel like you're entitled to? And she said 2,500.
All right, so just a quick breakdown for people that don't know what chime is. Let me be very sensitive because I do know some people that use chime, but I believe their reasoning is just because they can't use Cash App. For whatever reason, maybe their account got flagged, but it's an alternative to send and receive money. I'm gonna just leave it at that. Which is crazy though. So that right there is a benefit. And that should expose her character. The fact that your Glorilla's sister and Tory Lanez DM'd you, if that was real, DM'd you while he got what he got going on and sent you 2,500. Or maybe this was old, but the fact that your Glorilla's sister and Tory Lanez sent you $2,500 off of your name, off of your affiliation, that's a perk right there. And then your ass, you got exposed because you didn't even say thank you. You just legit, huh? Oh, you said, John? You ain't say, oh, huh? Thank you. I appreciate it. You just jumped straight to it. That's strike one in my book. Ain't looking too good.
This is how you know this person is so small-minded. It's like if you went to, and this is a little bit of a heartbreaking reference, but I remember somebody told me a story, or I had heard somebody saying a speech, and they were doing some contribution, some charity work in some village in a very like poor and destitute place. And they asked the person, they said, hey, if you could have anything in the world, anything you could possibly imagine in this world, what would it be? And then I think the person said something like, oh, I would just want like a cow and some chickens. He's like, really? He's like, yeah, that way I can have milk. I can have like a calf and some chickens. That way I can have milk. I can have food, and everything will be good for me after that. So the person could have asked for anything in the world. But the way that their mind frame worked was, I'm just focused on surviving. Like they couldn't think past survival. And Glorilla here, Glorilla's sister is talking about 2,500. 2,500, that's not going to get you anywhere. But anyway, she gets sent the 2,500 from Tory, and it says, tell him thanks. And then what happens? He didn't want me to post this, but your boy heard about the situation all the way in jail. Tory Lanez, thank you. So Tory Lanez tells this individual not to post it, can't even follow directions. Just absolute goof troop. Ignoring his...
Yeah, that sounds like a Clout move, because if I wasn't supposed to be, if I'm trying to keep this on the low, especially not just for him, also for you, because it's not a good look to be receiving money like that, typically when you want to be looked up as a person that has money or come from money or something like that. This right there should tell you what her agenda is. And if I'm not mistaken, she's an artist too. So it sounds like you don't got the spotlight your sister got. Nothing's working. You telling people Glorilla's my sister. You putting music out there. Your shit ain't going fast enough. And now you just fed up. So now you just swinging in the air, hoping that a punch connect. That's what it looked like. And you even going to further to say, oh, look, Tory Lanez did this. It's like, yeah, you see, but this the thing though. This how you ruin relationships that you possibly could be building. If somebody tell you, hush, I got you, you might want to do it, is what I'm saying. You might just want to chill.
Request. She would hop on live, and this is the funniest part. Oh, 2,500, what did she do with that? She hopped on live with new jewelry the next day and was flexing it.
Cause get what? Y'all still ain't doing up putting paper in my pocket. Please find, hey, I got some more pictures with a wig on. Is that gonna go viral too? Cause baby, y'all know I ain't had any chains on in the last live. And the earrings either. I ain't had none of this on.
So what happens next is that Glorilla, she was trolling her sister with like changing her name, posting Indeed.com. This is all happening on Facebook, by the way, of all places. And Glorilla hops on Facebook Live. Yes, Facebook Live with like 100K viewers, damn near 85K viewers. And she brings her mom on to explain her side of the story, which I'm going to play you guys a clip right now.
But like I said, I don't like y'all being in the public, because like I said, you gonna do stuff like go work because you still want to, so it ain't no point of, like, that's why I ain't want you. My mama begged me to put statements out to take her side, and no, she don't gotta do all that. Mom, you keep doing what you want to do. You keep getting spoiled every month, and you keep working because you want to work, because you don't want to lay on your back and beg nobody for nothing.
We resigned because the girl told where we were, the hours that we were going, so we had to resign.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, Glorilla don't really, and you can never know for sure, but she don't seem like the type that wouldn't take care of her folks. You know what I'm saying? She seems like a sweet girl that would definitely look out for her family. So I can't see it. But we all got our reasons, right? And you can never just look at someone's face, because it's all about the history and relationships that people have together. Now, what Mom Dukes is about to address is by sis, right? The stud sis, putting information about where she work at online, that jeopardized the safety of the family and specifically the mother. So now you ruined the little situation that the mom had going on, and you did it all in the name of clout, which makes this 10 times as worse. Like, you didn't think that went through, did you, gang? And I don't even say gang, but that's how bad this is.
And that's fine, because you don't gotta. How many hours was you working there anyway?
Two, 3.
So you going to work for 2-3 hours, but she acting like you just need to go work there. I'm pretty sure that's $200 a week.
She didn't know we were working at first. And when I couldn't give her the money, I did, and I said, well, I'm working. She said, you working? So that made her think that I was struggling.
Mm-hmm. It's cool, Ma. You taken care of. You can get whatever you want. You don't got to explain nothing. I let you come on here on my live, so they can hear your side of the story, because everybody hearing everybody's side of the story but mine, because I wasn't going to say nothing. I was just going to let God deal with it. But what she not finna do was just act like you were just this horrible parent. Okay, yes, we struggle. Everybody struggle. Like, it is what it is. Thank you, Mom, for raising me to be who I am. Thank you for giving me my name and marking me to be blessed to be able to take care of the people who take care of me. And I love you, and I thank you for all your time you spend with us as kids to where I'm in now. I love you, Mom.
I love you too, baby. Thank you so much.
All right, I'm going to get on here and I'm going to talk. I'm going to say what I got to say, but you done.
So this is the situation that...
All right, before he go, and this is another thing I want to explain to people with me being in the music industry. I'm not a big dog or nothing like that. I just had a little movement here and there. Initially, what this whole thing came about with her Glorilla's sister, pretty much mad that she wasn't cranking out any money. Let's just go with that narrative. Glorilla wasn't fucking with them, didn't send the family any money, turned her back. What I wanted to explain was people also don't realize artists don't see riches right off rip. And if they do, typically that's in advance. That means that's money that a label lent them for recording budgets, traveling, apparel, and so forth. Film, video, music videos, all that stuff. They gotta recoup that. They owe that money back. So if they did take some of that money and bought jewelry, bought a house, car, whatever, either way, they owe it back. So for real, artists really don't make money in the first 2 years of the career. You got to put an album out and it has to do commercially good. And even then, you got to pay this person back. Artists typically start making money when they sell merch and tours. You know what I'm saying? And, every situation is different, but that's typically when artists really start getting the bag and so forth. Now, after they fulfilled their contractual agreement with the label, then that money, they start seeing a percentage of that. But again, every situation is a little different, but I'm just giving you the gist of it. But her sister didn't consider that, and that's why she's created this situation that backfired on her.
Glorilla's mom talks about, which is Glorilla's mother was working at FedEx, and she was working a certain amount of hours, like 2 to 3 hours, so it was part-time work, and it was probably just for her to get out the house, and she even says, like, she chose to work. But now, she lost that job because Glorilla's sister hopped on IG Live, or wherever else, and made it viral that her mother's in Memphis, she works at this FedEx, these are the hours that she works. So what's going to happen? A bunch of people are going to start calling into the FedEx, a bunch of people are going to start showing up to the FedEx, and by a bunch, it doesn't even have to be more than 10. It could be 5. And when hundreds of thousands, if not millions, a couple million people seeing this, that's going to happen, guaranteed. So now she lost her job in that situation, or can't go in there because of safety reasons, right? Like, Memphis is not the safest place. If they know Glorilla's mother is there, you don't know. Some person might pull up, say, oh, this Glorilla's mother, this where she work at, kidnap. Okay, now we got a ransom type situation. Now, that's very rare that we've seen that happen.
Yeah, imagine that. Imagine you on a Clout tour and your mother gets kidnapped at her job, just leaving on break or even clocking out. She done for the day. She's ready to go home, stop at Popeyes, pick up some, her favorite meal before she go home and, take her shower, wash her hair, wash her face, brush her teeth, relax, sip some wine. But now she can't do that because you opened your big mouth and now she's in the back of a truck, gagged and hand-tied, zip-tied with her hands behind her back on camera. It's being recorded with a dude in a mask pretty much saying, yo, this your mother? You can have it back, but we need some M's. Just imagine, like, that could have happened. And it's all because you ain't got no money. Because you ain't got no money. That's crazy work.
In the U.S., that's quite uncommon. I don't even think I can name a situation where that's happened to a celebrity. Let me know if you can name one. Because that would be yeah.
Well, so about that, with him saying that it's not common for kidnapping to happen, what's interesting is, so I did watch this video already, but in the comments, there's people talking about there's a popular news anchor, celebrity news anchor, that happened to. I think either she got kidnapped or her mother got kidnapped, something like that. This timing is crazy. But that's just to address what he was saying.
That would be good for me to know. But regardless, she probably got fired. They're like, hey, look, we can't have this going on. So now she loses the job. And this is just pathetic. And then she also gets the dad on there because during the interview with TMZ, Harvey Levin, the guy asks her, he's like, well, she got her dad a Jaguar. And she says, well, there ain't no gas in that Jaguar, or there ain't no gas in that car. And where do you saw that she got that Jaguar? And the dad explains his situation, which I'm going to play you guys that clip right now.
Whatever happened in the Woods family ain't none of y'all goddamn business. That's my business. All them my children. Victoria needs her mother. She know better.
Better worry how I treat you.
Man, look, you have been outstanding. I could never pay you back for all the shit. I don't lost count. That's all that matters. You and my mama taking care of, and I'm happy. You take damn good care of me.
Thank you, Dad.
You take damn good, man.
You deserve
I ain't
it.
got no complaint.
You deserve
I
it.
could never pay you back for all you done. You done bought me cars, you gave me parts, you gave me plenty of money. I done traveled all over the United States with you. You have exceeded my wildest dream. Now, Gloria, you know I love all y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Good, bad, and ugly. But at the same time, for somebody to sit online and lie on you like that, I'm saying, damn.
Yeah.
That's really messed up.
She's showing up. She's gonna go cute right there. I ain't gonna hold you. Sound like mom is taken care of, dad taken care of. like he said, that's family business. That's really shouldn't be on the internet. But I will say the way he addressed it, it sounded like Chloe didn't tell him who it was, or maybe he's saying it in a way where he's not acknowledging the sister as a Woods child, which is interesting. But y'all see it here. If she good with her family, we got to look at what's really happening with sis. That's what we got to look at, because some don't seem right.
So this just goes to show you got both parents on Glorilla's side. Glorilla's got, like, I think her mother had 13 kids. So if Glorilla has both of her parents taken care of, they've never complained ever. They're on here showing nothing but appreciation and disapproval, a bit of a disapproval towards the other sister. And they even said that that other sister had called like Child Protective Services or something, and they had removed that sister from their family. So there was some estrangement going on. And you're calling the authorities on your mother, which is, I mean, we don't know how she was whooping them. We don't know how they get down in the South. This is like a religious family in the South. I don't know. I don't know how they get down in the South. But Glorilla's sister would come out and say that she sent her mom half of the $2,500 that got sent to her from Tory Lanez. It says, my mama got majority of that $2,500 flat while y'all talking. So she sent her $1,300. So that actually really adds up, because if $1,200 is left, that's probably how much she spent on the jewelry. So as quick as that money went in, that money left. And Glorilla would allude to the possibility, or actual maybe fact, that her sister escaped from a mental asylum, which I'm going to play you guys that clip right now.
Literal mental patient. And they laughing at you and not with you. You making a fool out of yourself. I want you to know that. Like, I could have got on there and told them how you broke out of Lakeside. How you had to take an IQ test and they determined that you had to go to the mental hospital. And how you broke out that bitch. And they had to find you and come bring you back. You're a mental patient. So I'm not going to sit here and argue with you. And the world is making fun of you, and I hate that for you. But continue to get your money, continue to do whatever you do, but do it on your own, of your own name. Or you can use my name, but not in no bad way. Don't be on no, oh, I'm Glorilla. Don't lie on me with it. You could have kept going with the stud realist shit. People saying you look like me, the stud version of me.
That's what I'm saying. You already had something like that's your sister. Y'all do looking like you could have ran with that. And Stud really, they got a nice little ring to it. But you know what? The fact that she broke out of a mental institution, it makes sense. It actually makes sense as to what's going on. Now, that doesn't always solve all the issues. Like, she legit could just be jealous, envious, because I'm guessing she's a rapper and she doesn't have the success that her sister has. She can't do no music with her. You know what I'm saying? It could just be one of them things too, but Glow know more than I do. And I'm going to go with what Glow say. Glow says sis broke out of a mental place and she a little off-hinged. I mean, unhinged, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to place my bet with Glorilla on this one. Yo, real quick, studs be getting cracked too. Let's not act. Not all, obviously, but studs be getting cracked too. I haven't did it. I'm not saying I have. I'm not saying I would. I just know what I know.
Wasn't coached into, hey, Dad, you know, this is harming my reputation. Like, I need you to help me out with this. You know, sister, whatever, Brorilla, whatever they call her, is, you know, ruining my rep. Nah, he came on there almost angry. He's like, I can't believe the nerve of your sister to come on here talking about you're not doing the most for us when everything that you've done for us and made sure that we were straight and have given us everything we wanted and more. And then, of course, you got Glorilla's sister beefing with who knows who. Realistically, the best outcome for Glorilla's sister is for her to get on one of those shows where the chicks are always fighting. One of those ones that, who was it? What's his name was on it? Aaron the Plumber. Whichever one of these subscription-based shows, platforms, streaming platforms where they got chicks fighting. Now, I don't know what the situation is like because they kind of have, I think like Baddies is one of the shows, and they're supposed to be like chicks that are into dudes, but they're fighting, and they're a little bit ratchet, or Blueface, Bad Girls Club type of situation. I don't know how that works with like a stud like Glorilla's sister, but that's the best outcome. What other outcome is there? This person does not have a work ethic.
I'm not gonna lie. Now that there's some awareness to her name, she probably will start getting opportunities off the strength because it's a win-win depending on what side of the fence you're on. So, like a media company or a platform coming up that needs clout, needs a name, a somewhat big name association or associated with a big name. This would be a perfect situation to bring Glorilla's sister on that platform and work with her, because it builds them up, gets them known for working with her, and then other opportunities. But on the flip side, bringing her on, you got to understand the risks that come with that. If Shawty be tripping, she could be, and no disrespect, but she could be another Christian Rock, like a certified crash out that be just destroying property, breaking stuff. I'm not talking about her mental at all. I'm just saying from what I've seen with her destroying TVs and putting holes in cots and that's walls and stuff, she could be just as damaging if you allow her in on your platform, in your space. So that's something to be considered.
So they can't do anything else. They're untalented. I mean, yeah, it's entertaining, but it's really the messiness that's entertaining, and that's going to wear off eventually. And the problem is Glorilla's sister is just a dunce. Like, there's nothing going on in that head. Like, you could say, oh, well, somebody that's this inflammatory could blow up like a Charleston White, but a Charleston White's got a brain. Like, he knows what he's doing. He knows when to do things, when not to do, well, maybe not so much when not to do things, but he knows how to agitate, what buttons to press, how to keep himself protected, where to make money, because this guy was banned for a very, very long time on multiple platforms, and he's still able to earn an income. And he was fine before this. It's not like the guy was destitute before, and he was working with kids, going to, working with judges, lawyers, etc., things like that. So he was able to articulate himself. Glorilla's sister is just a dunce, and unfortunately may be mentally ill, which is the saddest part about this entire situation. But Glorilla just came on here, cleared it. So even the haters that said, oh, Glorilla is required to take care of everybody. Well, I don't believe that. I think just her mother and father, if she's making sure that they're taken care of.
And that's another thing. Everybody's different. One of the greatest lessons my friend taught me years ago was nobody owes you shit. I'll be real. Glorilla get on. She really don't owe nobody nothing. Now, I'll say this. If the family had something to do, like they supported her in the studio sessions, or then we talking a little something different. But just because she was born and exists and has the same blood doesn't mean that she owes them a dime. Because we got to understand, generosity comes from within. You either want to be generous, you don't have to, but you can be generous. That's like with people with inheritance. You're not owed that money, but if your parents so happen to leave you a nice piece of change behind, thank God, right? But they don't have to. They really don't have to. They don't owe you that.
Then that's fine. And making sure that they're taken care of doesn't mean that you retire them, because this music stuff is a flash in the pan. So if she doesn't set herself up to be able to make as much money as possible from this in the short time frame that music careers usually last, and then she's spending all that money trying to take care of everybody else. Oh, crib for mama, crib for daddy, and then can't even make payments on the cribs anymore because you spent all of it. Then that's a worse situation than what you started off with, because taking it away is a lot worse than never having had it at all. But let me know what y'all think in the comments. Like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you enjoyed. Do you think that this is the end of this situation, or is this only the beginning?
All right. We're going to end the video right there. Y'all leave a comment and let me know who's tripping. Obviously, Glorilla's not tripping. But do y'all think that she owes her, hypothetically, right? Do y'all think she owes her family any money because she's the popping artist in the family? And what do y'all think about the sister? Y'all think the sister is just unhinged, or is this a cry for a career boost? Let me know. Put it in the comments. I'm going to catch you on the next one. Peace out.